Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining me and thank you chat monitors for your help. I appreciate it. If you like the channel, please subscribe and also don't forget to tap on the bell, the notification bell. And somebody has a question. Sterling Roses says, Amilu, chat, do you see 45's rallies still happening now that the world knows he was the one that caused all that chaos? Unfortunately, yes, he will still continue to hold rallies because, like I've been saying forever, this guy won't mind killing people. And it came out, there's somebody testified that he was open to people dying during the January 6th commission, the January 6th insurrection, so that he could declare martial law. In any event, I feel there was more than that to it, but we'll leave it here for now. And also, he feels that his security blanket right now, if he were to continue, no matter what, he's going to continue to hold rallies, because I'm not saying it's true. In fact, what I feel it's a mistake. He still thinks he can bully his way, some way, somehow. He's going to try something. It's not going to work. But yes, to answer your question, yes, he's going to continue to hold rallies. And the other thing, I've been focusing on this since yesterday afternoon and all this morning. Intuitively, I feel there is a network of Republicans. And like I've always said, nothing they do is like, out of the blue or an independent action. They are using old Soviet tactics, or the things that Putin does. Misinformation, like look at how about the vaccine. It doesn't work. The vaccine wasn't tested. Right now the biggest thing is black people, really. If you look at the videos they are promoting out there, it's black people committing crimes, Black Lives Matter, causing trouble. Those are the type of videos that Republicans are putting out. And the point I'm trying to make is these types of propagandas are playing very well on the mind of a lot of people. I feel like saying it's having an effect. And that's one thing that's really getting to me, to see how naive a lot of us, or a lot of people in our society are. Yes, there is a big crime issue and we should do something about it, and no, doing away with the police is not the answer. Absolutely not. It's the root of that. This is a whole maybe 5 shows that I would have to do on this, but the root of that violence is really deep, and it would take a lot to get to the bottom of it. But there are shortcuts that you can do to tamp it down, and those states that are have guns free and all that kind of stuff going on are not helping in any event. And from what I understand, Texas has its own fair share of gun violence, and so does Florida. In any event, the red states, by the way, but you don't see them posting, those videos. They're posting videos from California and New York and all those things. But the Republican Party right now, that's all they have to regain power. And it's so disappointing because what I'm feeling is there's a machine which strings are being pulled by the 1% of the 1%, like the Leo Leonard. I don't know. There is an article about how many organizations or groups, subgroups that this guy is controlling. They are each tasked with different projects, okay, and with one goal in mind, that is to basically change our form of government. And don't be surprised if Iranian women are running away. They are rioting and, everything that they can do, protesting against dictatorship and a religious kleptocracy. But some Americans want it here. And something else that I feel intuitively that they are promoting as well, and they don't have an answer for it. They keep talking about inflation and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't matter if Republicans were to get in office. Intuitively, I feel it's going to get worse before it gets better. Because if they come in January, and I've said before, chances are it's going to be sometimes May of next year, we're going to see some changes. And again, they're going to put, they're going to raise the interest rate. Intuitively, what I feel like what I'm trying to say is the propaganda, that Soviet-style propaganda that the Republicans are using is working. And yesterday's January 6th televised hearing is having a major impact. And like I've been saying for a long time, and I said it a long time ago, in order for Democrats to succeed, they have to tie Trump around every single one of those Republicans. That's the only way to win. I don't see enough people doing it. And the only person who did it was Tim Ryan. He did it perfectly. Yes, he's in a very tight race with J.D. Vance, but I feel like saying he's still a very good shot. But the point I'm trying to make is it's not about winning elections at this point, like 2022. What I'm saying is, and that's what I was trying to say yesterday, we may go through a time period where things are in flux. It is because of how well organized these people are, whose goal is to take over our government and transform America into something close to what they have in Iran and Afghanistan. The only thing is, it's Christian. That's the only difference. And although I've always thought about it, but what prompted me to focus on that more is, I've always felt something was, I've told you that, guys, that Trump was trying to basically butter up our military just in case, and use them. For those of you who have been watching me for a long time, I hope you remember I've said this. He was trying to manipulate Milley and our military, go into the bases and all do all kinds of stuff, so that when he needed them, no one could stop them from doing what he wanted to do. Unfortunately for him, it failed. Milley is a very strong leader, was able to keep our military independent of Trump's shenanigans. But the FBI and the Secret Service, or enough of them went for it, that put us in great danger. And but my point is, enough of that stuff has gone on and is putting our democracy in play. Once they arrest him, it's going to have a major impact. But right now, when I focus on the energy of our electorate, I feel like saying a lot of people, more than went out in 2020, 2019 to vote for the 2020 cycle. I think that's correct. When Trump lost. For us to keep the House and the Senate and then proceed with the changes that we need to make to put this country back on its feet. Because Republicans are not going to do it. They have their own agendas. And that is to change, to follow Leonard Leo and what McConnell has been doing, stack up the court with conservative judges. And let me tell you guys, if you think, I'm not scaring anyone, please don't get scared, we're going to get out of it. But I'm simply giving my intuitive impression of what I am getting from behind the scenes, because I'm focusing more on, after I heard what happened yesterday, I was very disappointed. It felt like more Secret Service people and more FBI people were involved or willing to let Trump get away with what was going on. That's why I wasn't surprised, but I was hoping it wouldn't be that many. So please don't get afraid. We will get through this, and these people won't win. But nonetheless, there is a well-organized group of people behind the scenes that are pulling the strings of foot soldiers. I'm sure you have heard some people are going into election offices, or they're preparing to go and watch all, while voting is taking place and all of that. It's a form of intimidation. And the other thing that worries me is if you look how desperate Republicans are, and they are projecting, how they feel on Democrats, accusing Democrats of stealing elections or doing this, while they are doing it. They are doing it, but they are accusing others of what they are doing. Their propensity to cheat at every level, because they count every little thing. Let's say, for example, since that's the one that I'm sure all of you have heard, their first step in Florida, I'm going to use Florida since that's the one that's been in the news, is the trim, or they switch your party. You don't know, if you're a senior, it's even, you really not, a lot of them are not paying attention, or they remove you from the voting roll. That's why they're telling everyone to register or check whether you are registered to vote or not. All those little things, Republicans have a spreadsheet and they calculate, okay? I'm just giving two examples because I can go on. But this is what we know, we all know is going on. So they are calculating at every step what they can do in order for them to win. And people, those of us who want our democracy to continue, at least uninterrupted, a lot of us have to go out. First of all, follow the instructions, check whether you're registered and all that kind of stuff, and go out and vote. I'm not preaching to go out and vote, but my focus is to let you guys know intuitively what I am getting is happening behind the scenes. The level of organizations the level of organization, and how far Republicans are willing to go. And a lot of them have no idea what they are getting themselves into. That's the worst part to me. A lot of those people who are going around, the foot soldiers, who are going and knocking on people's doors, asking them who they voted for, or volunteers to go monitor, the vote and all that kind of stuff. They don't understand. They have no clue where they are heading, where they are taking this country. They think that, we want Republicans in charge and our lives are going to be better. Because a lot of them are a bunch of failures, and a lot of them have, other mental issues. I'm not saying all of them. Okay. They don't understand. If they change what we have into something similar to what she has or she's doing in China, I'll get to that in a minute. It's going to be very hard. It's either you wait for election cycles to boot those degenerates who think that they are a minority, but they have to be the governing body of this country, okay, or weapons. I would prefer elections. But these people don't understand, when you play with democracy, you don't get it back that easily. People have to die. They should look at what's going on in Iran. Before the Ayatollah, Iran was a free country, just like the West, just like the rest of here. And all of a sudden, and now look at what's happening, where it is. I'm making this very simplistic, I know that. It's a little more complicated. But intuitively, the point I'm driving at is these people don't know what they are doing, or where they are allowing people like Leonard Leo to take this country. If they think they are unhappy now, if Leo was to succeed, and look at Trump, what Trump was trying to do, convince Barr to arrest people, that would be very common in this country. They don't understand that. My prediction is we're going to be okay. But what we are watching unfold is not happening in a vacuum. And intuitively, I'm seeing all the shenanigans that I just listed, deleting people from voting, all that kind of stuff, and make people create long lines, all those type of things. Republicans are going to do or are doing, preventing people from voting by mail. All those things, they know. All those things are calculated. They have people, that guy, Leonard Leo, he has those different organizations doing these things. It is, I'm not scared, but I'm not very happy because I don't like the way it's going. And Democrats, unfortunately, they want to do the right thing, but I don't know if it's a question of money. I don't feel they're fighting the fight. I don't feel they're using the right approach to fight Republicans. And something, I just read something written by David French saying that Democrats never used to respect norms, and they had Republicans, and they were pushing Republicans around, and now Democrats grab the norm mental, and they're pushing and Republicans. There is something like that, some crazy thing like that he wrote. I didn't read the whole thing because I had to come on. I don't know. Please let me know if Democrats was ever the party who didn't respect norms, or who did what Republicans are doing right now. I don't remember this at all. as far as I can remember, Republicans were always the ones who wanted to give tax breaks to the 1% of the 1%, and everything was about the rich. Forget the little guy. They lied to the little guy. And he's saying that, that's the point David French was trying to make. Republicans were being bullied, so they went to a bully in order for them to either learn or to bully back or something like that. That's why they picked Trump, and that's why they're learning from Trump. I think this is the dumbest analogy I've ever seen. It's unbelievable. But anyway, my prediction is we're going to have to hang on strong and take that machine that Leo Leonard has built down brick by brick. And my prediction is it will be done. And it's not only the only thing that we're going to have to do. And to whatever I feel like saying is a cleansing. Somebody wrote something, a comment, a cleansing of our government. That's what I was going to say. But somebody posted a comment about these people. It's like they are in a cult. They think a certain way. They went for the whole Kool-Aid that Trump and the Republican Party are selling, and they would have to reprogram or something. I don't know how to do that. It's going to be a challenge. All I know, we're going to have to remove these people from position of power, so that they don't sit on their hands the next time. I'm not saying he's going to be president. I'm just saying people with high ambitions like DeSantis, if they were to become president and decide they wanted to be there for life, these people won't sit on their hands. They would remember they have to put country first before party. They did not do that on January 6th. But I don't know how this is going to happen yet. But what I feel is going on at some point, my prediction, these people are going to have to learn. They're either going to have to take that cult mentality that they have and sit on it, go home, do something else, look for another profession, or we're going to have to do something. But what I know is Americans will wake up from the situation that we are in today, and put our country back on its feet. It will happen. I'm just hoping we do it sooner rather than later. And I said something, by the way, Putin is looking for ways to get out. He's sending a whole bunch of signals that he's got problems. And I read something a little while ago that a lot of government officials in Russia are quitting because I don't know if it's one person or more than one person that they enlisted in the military. And he went to Ukraine and did not last. He died. So a lot of people, they are angry about his death, and they are leaving government. So I'm just citing this is the latest variable in that equation that's going to take Putin down. Russian society, for somebody to just quit your job like that, it takes a lot. Those type of things I feel, and Putin is watching, he knows. That's why I feel he's sending all types of signals, negotiation, and now he's trying to blackmail the world, basically, threatening that world famine and all kinds of stuff, and he's saying that because of fuel shortages, there's going to be violence, as if all of a sudden, he wants good things to happen in the world. But as I've been saying for a long time, he's showing signs openly that he's on the ropes, that I have been telling you guys that was happening behind the scenes. But right now, he's beginning to cry uncle. And if you look at the latest articles about what's going on in Russia, yes, he's playing. Even if you have him have Putin on the ground, his face in the mud, he would still tell you he's winning. So forget the bravado. Check out the details. Yeah, he's looking for a way out, and I feel has a lot more problems than we realize. Well, I've told you guys I don't think he's going to last. Okay, there is something. I don't know how many posters people placed on bridges at different places in China, and they did it either the day he was to be promoted as president for life or whatever it is, or third term in government, because he's already there for life. According to the article I read, that's unheard of in China. The reason why I'm bringing that up is to predict to all of you that it's worse than we are seeing behind the scenes, under the belly. Yeah. And it's not only, and they were talking about freedom, give people the ability to speak and stuff like that. I don't remember, they posted 3 things. I don't recall them exactly because I was busy focusing on what's going on here. Because today she was not on my radar to talk about, but I'm seeing his picture, and I mentioned him earlier. But the reason why I'm bringing him up is because I feel like saying my prediction for him not being too long, not being in power in Russia and China for very long, because like I said yesterday, and I found out from that article as well, that he has imprisoned a lot of people. He hasn't killed them like Putin does in Russia. You fell off the window or something, or somebody shoots you. And also, a lot of people are complaining in China, or at least even in private among themselves. I don't know how that's happening. Civil society basically has gotten really, things they used to do, activities, helping the poor and all that, has disappeared. You can no longer speak freely. If you're a billionaire, like I've mentioned a couple of times, like that guy Ma, we don't hear from him anymore. So it's all about she and what she wants, and that's what's going to do him in. And also the lie. That's what I'm trying to say that's going to... I hope it doesn't happen. I don't think it will. But she's building everything on a big lie. Putin built everything on a big lie, and look what's happening. And the mullahs in Iran as well. Everything is a big lie. And a lot of Ukrainian women are dying. My prediction is we may not get to that. I hope that we are looking what's going on in those countries and realize that that's what Trump and the Republican Party are doing. And if you look at the video yesterday, I hope not us that are watching, but others watch the video that was released yesterday. Scalise is the prime example. He saw what Leader Pelosi was doing, but he went out and said Leader Pelosi did not try to call the National Guard or anybody for help. Yeah. So these are the type of things that are happening in our country that our countrymen should realize. These people don't deserve a day, to be in office at all. I feel that day will come. I'm hoping it's sooner rather than later. Because, like I've told you, I can confuse time, but I don't want anyone to be afraid or worried. We're going to be all right. We're going to be fine. It's just that we need somebody to get up, to stand up, and take Leo Leonard on and dismantle all those organizations. I'm sure they probably have some kind of right to do that, a constitutional right to do that. I don't know. But I know is all those organizations are going to have to be dismantled, and I feel they will. That's my prediction. So don't worry. Hang in there. Oh my God. They're going to do work here today, guys. I won't be able to. I spoke too long. Let's see. Brazilian Crystal says life expectancy for the average Russian man is very low. Oh, yeah. Oh my God. Yes, it's really bad. Let's see. Okay. I'm looking for. Sterling Rosie said many different psychics are saying different stories about who bombed the bridge, so who really is to blame. I'm not even going to go there, but it should be obvious. Okay. Cheryl 522 says, me look and financial economic change Powell's mind, yes, and stop raising interest rates. That will ruin our economy. The problem is they only have one tool. They only know one way to to stop inflation is what they're doing right now. Okay, cause a lot of people to find themselves out of work. Okay, that's the only way. Cause pain. Instead, I don't know. I'm not an economist. But according to the little understanding I have, I'm sure a lot of you on here watching know a lot more about it than I do. Although next week I'm going to start playing, doing my intuitive, give you my intuitive impression about what I feel is coming for the economy, among other things, housing, different industries and stuff like that. Besides that one tool, I feel. Before those things happen, and I'm sorry, it's because there is a lot of money floating around, and many people, not enough for certain products. Okay, so the price rises. That's for example, housing. Okay, so those of you who are experts, please let me know if I'm wrong. Not enough to go around, or a whole bunch of people want to live in a certain area, like Florida, that was until the Ian came through. We'll see how that goes, but I don't feel it's going to be very good for Florida. So a lot of people want to buy or want to live in Florida, California. That's why California, it became so expensive. So I feel it should be at a governmental level planning to take action to prevent those things. Finding ourselves in situations where we have to use that blunt hammer. Thank you very much, Cat11, for generosity in the super chat. I appreciate it. Cat says thank you for always being here for us. You are very welcome. My pleasure. But yes, we should do something so that, or at least whenever we have inflation, we don't have to do what we are doing. This is 2022. I feel like saying it should be part of governmental planning. So we don't have to do this to people. I mean, people are going to suffer. People are going to be out of work. All kinds of stuff. It's crazy. And they say, oh well, I understand. We got to pull the brakes, but. This is 2022. This is so archaic, medieval, it's crazy. Okay. So that's my question, Cheryl. Unfortunately, that's the only tool they have. Yes, if things change, he would, he would. A lot of people would get on his back for raising the interest rate because it has a major effect on investment. People who are investing. Thank you very much, our wife, our generosity, and the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. So yeah. Okay, friends, unfortunately, today they're going to come and help me clean in here. That's one thing I'm not good at. That's one thing I do. I let people clean for me. I love clean places, but I don't have the patience to clean. I can clean little things, but after that, I get so bored. So they're going to help me today. I will see you all tomorrow, same time. Till then, bye.